Hi everyone, and welcome back to my series documenting the best things. Today I'd like to talk about Watering Plants, the game, also known as Stardew Valley. Now, I wouldn't consider myself an expert on this game since I've only played 30 hours of it, but I think that's long enough to know that it currently stands as the best thing. This game is so much fun it almost makes me want to go out and pull weeds for 12 hours a day instead of doing it in my air-conditioned house, sitting in my expensive office chair, playing video games. If there's one thing Stardew Valley does well, it's character progression. The game has multiple gameplay systems that layer on top of one another. This includes things like farming, mining, combat, social interactions, fishing, etc. And the game knows that throwing all of these things at the player straight from the get-go will overwhelm them. Good games don't give players access to everything at the beginning, but instead introduce them slowly over time. This allows the players to gradually take in and process information. Games that give you a ton of mechanics immediately tend to feel confusing or like you don't really progress. Stardew Valley, however, does this masterfully. At the beginning of the game, it's just you, 12 parsnip seeds, and a whole lot of yard work to do. You have very little energy and nearly no money to buy food, so oftentimes I found myself waking up in the morning, watering my parsnips, then going back to sleep at 7:30 in the morning, absolutely exhausted, just like real life. Eventually, you earn enough parsnip money to move on up in the world by buying potatoes. Heck yeah, potatoes! Get 'em fresh, bubby, cause we're going to Moscow! I know. You might even make enough money to buy some stale bread at the bar, giving you more energy, thereby allowing you to plant more potatoes, making more potato money. You really start to think, hey, maybe life isn't so bad. I mean, I could make a serious living off of potatoes. Get a potato dog, marry a nice potato wife, have some potato kids. But then your potato empire comes crumbling down as soon as you wake up on the first day of summer, only to realize that all of your potatoes instantly died as soon as the clock struck midnight, seeing as the cruel potato gods deem potatoes as a spring vegetable only, and so they all shriveled up. You know, just like real life. But life goes on nonetheless. After waking up every morning, watering your plants, watering your dog, and watering your weeds, it's only like 8 in the morning. What else is there to do? Well, you could go fishing. Like every other game ever made in the history of the entire universe times infinity. Maybe you go mining, where the game suddenly turns into a survival horror game. How about no? Why don't you go chat up the local bachelorettes? Now that's something I can get into. Well, you can't exactly hold a conversation with them, but running up and handing women a whole head of cabbage is a classic way to get chicks. Just like real life. There's a wide selection of lovely ladies to choose from, each one of them unique in their likes and dislikes. Maybe one of them is really into receiving coconuts, but another finds coconuts to be the work of the government to spy on us, just like me. Each character in Stardew Valley is well-rounded, and if you expect to stay friends with them, you have to talk to them and give them gifts often. Eventually, you'll find yourself the lovely lady you wish to launder your laundry for the rest of your life, and you'll marry them. It almost makes me forget that I'm sitting on my butt playing a video game about planting potatoes. Anyways, this is yet another gameplay development the player has to go through every day. It becomes a cycle without end. Wake up, kiss your fake wife, water your plants, feed your chickens, get their eggs, milk your cows, do a couple errands for your neighbors, give some guy a mushroom, repeat. It slowly becomes addictive as you work your way up the economic food chain, making just a little bit more money selling your crops than you did last harvest, letting you buy just a few more seeds each time, all the while trying to maintain relationships with the other townsfolk, as well as doing some other activities such as mining and fishing whenever you can fit them into your busy schedule. Keep in mind this is just how I first played the game. Other players may find a totally different experience while playing the game. There are several upgrade paths you can follow to suit the playstyle you want, and your skills will increase the particular field you want to focus on. Slowly and surely you make more money than you ever had before. You feel like you're set for life, that the game has become a walk through the potato fields. Then it's winter. You can't plant crops in winter. Winter sucks. Suddenly, my main way of supporting my crippling alcohol addiction has been entirely taken away, and all I'm left with is self-reflection. It's the time of the year to look back on your past experiences. Growing a potato empire, giving mushrooms to a man, marrying a girl I've known for less than a year. that kind of thing. In terms of gameplay though, winter is the time to wind down and take the load off your feet. It allows you to catch up with all the other game mechanics you may not have had time to fully explore because you were too busy farming. Now you have all the time in the world to fish, mine, prepare for spring, and partake in the holiday spirit of giving. It, of course, also means that you run out of a reliable way to make money for 28 whole days, meaning that by the time spring rolls around again, your funds will have been drained quite a bit. Depending on your choices of what to spend your money on, you may even be set back to square one. Stardew Valley is a game about cycles. Everyone has their routine, and it's the same with you. That's not a bad thing, however. Making good financial choices and becoming more organized and industrious with your farming is extremely satisfying. Not to mention the various holidays and character events that happen mean something exciting is always around the corner. So, in conclusion, Stardew Valley is the best thing. The game is incredibly immersive and addictive. The characters are all charming, the music is fantastic, the graphics are well designed, everything about this game screams attention to detail. It's obvious that the developer put their heart and soul into making this game become a reality, and I thank them for it. I'm really looking forward to spending another 100 hours on this game. And hey, maybe that Potato Empire thing could still happen. Who knows? My name is Javik, and may we meet again.